Hello again, everybody. This is Commander Mr. Everything coming at you with our State of the Unit address for August. If you've never been to one of these State of the Unit addresses, this is our squadron's monthly newsletter where I let you know what you've missed, what's coming up, what's going on, what happened over the last month, what's coming up in the next month or two. Basically just keep you up to date on everything that's happening. All right, so the squadron as a whole needs to recruit. We have 19 members on the RSI site, and that is been pretty steady over the last few months. We haven't really seen an increase in membership or a big decrease. We've added a couple of people, and we've lost a couple of people. The people we lost, to be honest, I've never played with them. So these guys that we lost were never really part of the squadron. So I've never chatted with them on Discord or TeamSpeak. I never, back in the day when we had TeamSpeak, and I've never made any kind of, we never teamed up in Star Citizen or any other game. So I really don't even know who these people are. They joined, we didn't have any kind of interaction, and then they left. Okay. Now this is me telling you that if you have not had any interaction with me, that's whose fault is that? Is that my fault for not teaming up with you? Or is that your fault for not teaming up with me? I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it might just be bad timing or something where maybe they were always on at 6 a.m. in the morning, my time, and I'm not playing Star Citizen or logged in at that time. So, because we do have people from all over the world, we have people from England and Germany and Australia and who knows where, right? So, we've got people from all over the world. So, we're going to have some separation in time zones so that when you're logged into Discord and you're looking for someone to play with, there might not be someone on at that hour. For one thing, I don't log into Discord every day. That's just a matter of fact. I do not log in every day. I assume everyone does not log in every day. I assume that some people log in 2 or 3 times a week. Sure thing. That's me. I log in about 2 or 3 times a week. When I'm playing Star Citizen, I'll log in. Or if I have something to say to the squadron or something to post on the squadron Discord, I will log in and do that. But do I log in just to lurk or just to hang out or just to be there? No, I don't. And if I do, because a lot of times I'll log into Discord not meaning to play a game, but just to see what everybody else is doing. If you see me on, drop me a message. Say, hey, Mr. Everything, what's going on? How are you doing? You know, or say, hey, Mr. Everything, when are you going to log into Star Citizen? I'd love to team up with you. Something, anything. I want to hear from every member. I want to hear all the time. I want a Discord between all of us. We should, and you should be also doing that, not just for me, but for everyone else in the squadron. So when you see someone logged in, don't just be a fly on the wall in the background, keeping your quiet. You should say, hey, there's a couple of people logged in. Let me say hi. And jump in and say hi. If you want to team up, move over to the looking for group room, and then people that see you over there looking for a group will say, hey, Joe Blow over there is looking for a group, and I'm kind of looking for a group too, so maybe I can go jump in there and we'll play a game together. Okay, having said that, I know there's a problem. It's a problem with not us, not as a squadron, not you as a player, it's the game. The game doesn't have anything to do. I get you. I'm with you. I'm feeling that. We log in. We fly around, getting some cargo. We get some emergent gameplay going where maybe we form a team, we go defend Korea or something like that, and keep all the bad guys away from the computer and blah blah blah. That gets annoying. That gets monotonous. It gets tedious. It gets repetitive when there's no missions. When we had the ICC probe, at least there were some missions that we could take and we can go on. Right now, they drop you a mission about once an hour. You get a mission dropped into your mobiGlas that says, go to this place, grab this thing, and come back. Well, you do it. It takes you 15 minutes to do it. And then what do you got to do? You got to wait another hour for another mission. Okay. It's the mission creation or whatever generation is so limiting. They don't have any imagination in missions. I'm sure that they've got missions in their back pocket they don't want to reveal yet, or they have missions that need certain mechanics in the game for them to be enjoyable or doable. But because those mechanics are not in the game, those missions aren't in the game, which means you and we're not in the game because there's nothing to do. So I get that. So don't worry about it. If nobody's teaming up with you, don't be butthurt about it. If you want someone to team up with you, jump in looking for group. If you want to be an active member of the squadron, be sure to chat with other people that are in the squadron. That's all I'm saying. So when these two people left our squadron, I didn't feel like we lost anything because these two members were not active participants in the squadron anyway. Okay, so please become an active participant if you're not. There was a day back in maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Parasite can attest to this, when I had a rule in our squadron, back when we used the Engine website very much. It was like our number one website to go to was Engine. That's before Spectrum existed. We would use Engine as our meeting place. That's where our forums were. That's where our rosters were at, all that stuff. And I required members to drop into that website. This is a little history for you. I required members to drop into that website once a week. That was the rule. You had to log in to our website once a week. I could care less about the game. You had to log in to the website once a week. Now, and looking back on it, I'm like, that's super lenient, because how easy is it to put our website as a favorite in your browser, and then just the next time you log into your computer, which I'm sure you log in every day, if you log into your computer or your phone or anything else, just click it. It'll pull up the website and then log out. I mean, you don't even have to read anything if you don't want to. You don't have to go to any forum and type anything in. No, you just have to log in once a week. And I don't care if you log out 2 seconds later. Why? Because that allowed me, as a squadron leader, to see who was still around, who was active participant in the squadron, who was still, who cared. It let me know who cared. And then what did I do? I had the part of the policy was, and this was something discussed amongst the leadership, it's like, what do we do with the people that no longer show up? They never come to the website, or they never log in. They never talk to us on TeamSpeak, because that's when we use TeamSpeak. They never do any of that. What should we do with them? And unanimously, everybody said, kick them from the squadron. Just boot them out. Because either they've moved on, they're not playing the game anymore, or they're not going to be a very good asset to the squadron anyway. So they're not helping the game. They're not helping the squadron. They're basically just leeches or moochers, or maybe, this came up quite a bit, maybe they're actually active in another opposing squadron, and they're just using their membership with our squadron as a ruse, as they were spying on us. So they said, but usually spies will log in every week because they don't want to get kicked out, because they know they're the reason why they're there. They've got a mission and all that. But we did have people that were just lackadaisical, and we would literally kick them out. I booted a ton of people because of their inactivity. But that was back when we were actually playing a game. There was actually this squadron has existed in multiple games. The squadron existed in City of Heroes, then MechWarrior Online, then War Thunder, and now Star Citizen. The War Thunder part of the membership was always waiting for Star Citizen. It was really MechWarrior Online and then Star Citizen with War Thunder as a stopgap, something to play while we were waiting. But when we were in MechWarrior, the game was active, it was live, we had hundreds of members, and people would just never log into the website. And I'd boot them. And we'd get 20 members a week, and I would kick 20 members a week. It was ridiculous. I felt like I was managing a bunch of children because they couldn't log into the website. Now with Star Citizen, early on, when the squadron was fresh back in 2012, 2015, I would still do that when we were using the Engine website. When we transitioned over to Spectrum and kind of worked our way off of Engine, I thought about that as we're being a little bit too anal, because Star Citizen is not a game. It's a tech demo. There's nothing to do. So I understood that people weren't going to be logging in to play. One way I understood is because I didn't log in and played. I do play at least once a week, but there was times that I wouldn't log in, and so I can't hold someone else accountable for something that I wouldn't be doing myself. And then I thought about it, just as a player, there's a lot of backers out there that are just waiting for the game to come out, and they're not. They wanted to be a part of the squadron because they wanted to reserve their place in a squadron so that when the game comes out, they'll already have they'll already have a squadron to participate with. And I get that too, so I'm not going to kick anyone. That's not something I want to do. I'm not going to kick anybody from the squadron. I have no desire to kick anybody from the squadron. If you join the squadron and you're not in bad standing with the squadron, then you're always going to have a place in the squadron. I'm not going to put you in some kind of reservist status. We're not going to put you in any kind of banned status or anything like that. If you're in good standing with our squadron, what I mean by that is you haven't done anything that violates our policies, then I'm not going to kick you out. Okay, so don't worry about that. If you don't play, you don't log into Discord, I'm not going to worry about it. Now, having said that, I want the rest of you players that do log in and do play on Discord, thank you. Thank you for being there for the other players. Thank you for participating in our team activities. Thank you for teaming up with people. Thank you. But understand that if you don't do it every week, it's okay. It's okay. But I do appreciate every one of you that do log in and do play, because I know sometimes it's a challenge fighting the FPS, because FPS sometimes can be like 5 FPS and you can just get frustrated. I get that. Your ship could blow up on your way to Yella. You'll lose all your cargo. It's frustrating. I get that. But remember, it's only a test demo. We're only testing the game. We're not playing it. Don't think that don't think anything we do in the game matters, because it doesn't. We're just having a good time. If we blow up, big deal. Get another ship, whatever, Fly with friends, be in their turret, whatever. Supposedly turrets are working, and supposedly the FPS is up. I haven't really experienced the FPS increase. When I was playing in the PTU, the live server had 35 FPS, and the PTU had like 20. And then now that the PTU has gone live, which 3.2.1 is live, the FPS is back to being 20. I mean, so I'm not impressed with the FPS. I've even tried a couple of settings changes to my NVIDIA control panel. I watched a couple of guys say, if you do this, your FPS will go up. I did it. My FPS went down, or the screen looked like crap. So I need to go back and find the right default settings for me and not listen to these a-holes on YouTube that don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so my point this week, we don't have anything planned because there's just not enough of us. There's only 20 of us, and we're scattered out over a bunch of different time zones. So my orders to you as a squadron is log into the game, even if it's only once a week. Log into the game, put something in chat saying that our squadron is recruiting. Then wait for the questions to roll in. Give it a good 15 minutes. If nobody says anything, says, hey, what is this squadron all about? What are you talking about? If nobody says anything like that, then just move on. Just log out if you want, or just play around with Star Citizen. Figure out what's going on. Don't squander your opportunity to do some early recruiting right now, because we have a lot of people joining Star Citizen with no home. They need a home. And if we get in their face and say, hey, we're recruiting, they might take our home and they come to us. And if we get enough people per time zone, we'll actually get enough people playing all the time. And if that's the case, whenever you log in, somebody's going to be on. That's the goal. The goal is you log in, there's some people playing, you can join their team and have some fun. That's the plan. Not everybody wants to play as a team. Some people want to play solo. That's okay. Play as a solo player in a multiplayer online game. That's okay. We're not going to fault you for being a lone wolf. Being a lone wolf right now, understandable. You want to go do some missions. You want to do them on your own. You don't want to have a hassle with someone slowing you down, trying to team up with them. You got to spend an hour linking up and finding the same server and all that stuff. I get that. But when the game goes out and it comes beta release, when everything's working, we're going to have to work as a team. So it's better to start working as a team now than to wait till it's too late. So that's what I'm saying. We have this opportunity now to start working as a team. Let's work as a team. But I don't want you to think that there's any pressure. This is just me thinking out loud that we should be doing this. But if not, it's okay. It is so okay. Because I know the game can be frustrating. And I don't want to get everybody all worked up on a horrible build or something like that. I am personally looking forward to 3.3. When Hurston goes live, we can land on another planet, not just the moons. Hurston will have its own moons. It'll have its own stations. Truck stops will be a thing. We'll be able to land on planets. We'll have to travel from Crusader to Hurston, and my understanding is you're going to have to stop and refuel 2 or 3 times to get there, and that will be fun. There will be a lot of activities at these different truck stops, missions. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm going to explore the planet, and it supposedly is going to have some greenery. It's going to have some water. It's going to be a totally different thing. I'm going to enjoy it. So when 3.3 comes out, if you want to fly with me, let me know. I will fly with you. Okay? And we can learn a little bit about each other. Maybe I can say, hey, I've flown with this guy before. I know that he's a good turret gunner. I'm going to ask him to be a turret gunner with me next time. Or, hey, I've flown with this guy. I know he knows his stuff when it comes to merchant, buying cargo and selling cargo. That's what we need to learn. We need to learn what each other's strengths are. And I know I'm harping on this, but I'm pretty passionate and I'm concerned about our squadron and how we're kind of extra passive. We need to get into the game once a week, even if it's just to find out what's going on. Put something in chat saying, hey, we're recruiting. If we had all 19 of us every week log in once and post that, new people would see it. I guarantee it. New people would see it and they would consider it. They don't have to join, but at least they're considering it. And some people will join. Some people will say, hey, that sounds like a good idea. Let me ask them a question. And once we tell them, hey, we're a naval organization, we're the good guys, we fight for honor and justice and we'll defend the weak and blah, 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 they might say, oh, that's not really for me. I was planning on being a pirate. Okay, cool. No worries. But they might say, oh, that sounds like fun. And you got to put a spin on it, as in everybody wants to be a pirate. So by us claiming the light side of the equation, we're always going to have people, merchants and things like that, hiring us to protect them versus these evil pirates. So we're always going to have a job. We're always going to have income coming in. So that's where we position it. Now, do we have our own merchants? Absolutely. Do we have our own pirates? Absolutely. Don't think that we're not going to be out there pirating people, because we are. We're going to do it for the empire. That letter of marque and all that. We're going to have pirates that pirate the pirates, if that makes sense. Like, we'll be robbing from the bandits, and will be given to us or the poor. So. Sorry, I got off topic. My topic this week was recruiting. That's really what it is. And understanding your teammate, understanding why you might not be seeing people on Discord is because, for one thing, everybody's frustrated. Nobody wants to log in. Second of all, it's not optimized. You're seeing a lot of low FPS, so people are kind of discouraged. And we're also in different time zones, so people don't want to log in when there's nobody going to be teaming up with them, or they'll just play and not worry about Discord, and that happens. So let's fight that. Let's combat the issues by forcing ourselves to, all we have to do is log into the PU and post a post saying, hey, the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron is recruiting. If you're interested, ask me some questions. I'll be glad to answer them. And then hang out for a few minutes and let people ask you some questions. Tell them truthfully why you might have joined, or what you like about the squadron, or whatever. Just let them know. Now, on the flip side, you're probably going to see this. I've seen this in other MMOs. They'll say, why are you recruiting in chat? The forums are where you should be recruiting. Or they'll say, stop spamming. Well, first of all, you're not spamming because you only posted it once, right? And just ignore those people. When they say something, you don't give them a time of day. Don't say, no, it's not spam. Just ignore them and don't reply. But when someone says, hey, what does this mean? What are you doing? Or I got questions about this, answer them. All right, guys. That's our mission for the next month. Once a week. That's only 4 times, guys. That's only 4 times. Log in. Make a post. Log out. Or stay in, answer questions, then log out. Or continue playing, or whatever. If you see me or anybody else on Discord, be friendly. Be supportive. Say hi. Chit-chat about, the weather, whatever. But at least talk. That's why we have Discord. All right, catch you next time. See you in the hangar.